Prime View TV, new media with a difference.
Welcome to the podium. It's your man Spencer, your host Spencer Anewelu, and I'm here back again once again with another wonderful program on Prime View Television. I have today a wonderful guest. He is a Nollywood A-list actor. He's one of the veteran actors in Nigeria. He's now gone into politics as well. He wears many hats these days. He's one of these Nollywood actors that we grew up knowing. And most of us were privileged and even wishing that we'd see him one day. I'm actually starstruck seeing him today. I'm delighted to have on the program. I was going to call him Andy, but his name is actually Kenneth Okonkwo, popularly known as Andy. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you.
Like I said, I've introduced you. A lot of people love you all over the world. I mean, I'm starstruck once again. I keep on saying, I've always wished as a young man growing up to meet you one day. And I'm so delighted. And I've started this political program. And when I heard you've joined the political party, the APC, All Progressive Congress in Nigeria, I was so delighted. And I said, I wish one day I'd be able to see you in London. And when I heard you came to England, I said, I wish I could. And being such a lovely man that you are, you agreed to grant us this interview. So thank you very much. Coming from Nigeria, the recent feeders we were getting was, this is 2019, and there was the elections in 2019, where the president of the APC, the president of Nigeria, the incumbent president, won the elections of 2019, and the opposition party candidate who lost out decided to take it to the election tribunal in Nigeria. Yeah. And we've seen recently that the election tribunal upheld the victory by President Muhammad Buhari. People from the Southeast especially, this discussion is going to revolve around the Southeast and as well as Nigeria, but people from the Southeast who predominantly voted for the opposition candidate seems to feel that it wasn't fair, that the judiciary in Nigeria has been seen and known to be somewhat partial or in the pockets of the executive. I mean, what's your opinion on the outcome of that election tribunal?
Well, viewers, it's my pleasure being here, and I am Dr. Kenneth Okonkwo, a movie actor and a lawyer. As you have said, and I'm glad that I'm a lawyer now, law is not sentimental. Law is law. The petition from the petitioners was bound to fail because it was frivolous. Most of the people who are now opposing President Muhammad Buhari were one time or the other his followers. Okay. They were one time or the other people who campaigned for him. In 2015, for instance, Atiku Abubakar campaigned for him to be president.
That's true. Yeah.
Good. So he contested 2003, he contested 2007, he contested 2011, he contested 2015. And now, the people that all said he was qualified to be president, in these 4 times he contested, now came to 2019 to start contesting his qualification. Isn't that hypocritical? Now, in Nigeria, what you need to be qualified It's just a primary school, primary school certificate.
Is that what the Constitution says?
Oh, yes. People do not know this.
Primary school certificate?
Yes.
In 2019?
Primary school certificate.
Yeah.
And some other things that INEC considers to be equivalent to the school side. And you know what? You don't need to show your certificate, WAEC certificate, to prove it. Because the Constitution said if you have been educated to the secondary school level, it didn't say if you had passed or if you had sat for the exam. And you know the funny thing? In the appropriate section of the Constitution, it said, and any other qualification. That's section 318. When it was interpreting, or when it's interpreting what WAEC certificate means, it said any other qualification which INEC deems or INEC is satisfied with that it's equivalent to WAEC certificate, meaning that once INEC says you're qualified, that's the end of it. And so it is really funny that a former head of state, military head of state, and you know the training that our Nigerian army undergoes.
Most of them are trained in England even.
Absolutely.
Before
you become a general
Yeah.
in the army. Is it not laughable that you will be contesting his qualification? You know, so it was bound to fail. And you know what? In
But
law,
they're going to the Supreme Court though. You think it's still going to fail there? Or?
in law, whenever you have a unanimous judgment of any court, the Supreme Court has confessed that they are always reluctant to overturn the verdict. The verdicts that the Supreme Court always look at very carefully are the ones that, you have majority minority judgments. In other words, the judgment is not unanimous. But anytime there is a unanimity in the judgment of lower courts, the Supreme Court said, look, we are always reluctant. He said, except the judgment is perverse. And will become manifestly unjust. That is when the Supreme Court will look at it. But the PDP, you know what the PDP was trying to do? They were trying to use the instrumentality of the court to disqualify a candidate that is qualified. And the position of the law is that the court cannot use its discretion to deliberately issue an order that deliberately contradicts the statutes. The constitutional requirement for qualification is there. And the court is there to interpret the law. So your sentiments cannot become superior to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the petition was bound to fail. And it failed.
And so far, how do you think the administration's fared so far? You're a member of the APC. In your state.
Yes, and I take delight in becoming a member of such a great progressive party.
Yeah, I'll ask you this because during the election campaign period, you openly and boldly stood up and told people from the southeast why they should particularly support this current President Muhammadu Buhari. So my question is, why did you join the APC, and where did you get the courage from to stand out in front of the people, despite knowing that Enugu State, for instance, you're from Enugu State, is a PDP state? How did you get the confidence to stand up and speak, to people like that?
First of all, with profound respect to you, Enugu State is not a PDP state. Enugu State may have more PDP members, but it's not a PDP state. I am from Enugu State. I am not PDP. If Enugu State is a PDP state, it means that nobody from Enugu belongs to any other party. And then it means that PDP owns Enugu State. So you just have more members there. Now, I am APC. The first thing somebody should think about when he wants to join a party is the interest of his people. PDP has governed Nigeria for 16 years. how did that transform to the benefit of Ndi Igbo? Our roads were destroyed. They were dilapidated. Most of them were cut off. If you're traveling from Enugu to Onitsha, you have to go through Ojo or one other town, Nteje, to avoid the road that has been cut off. And PDP was in charge.
It was a federal roads
for 16 years. Yeah. The same thing with Enugu Port Harcourt. Now, we are a majority tribe in Nigeria.
Yeah.
For the first time in Nigeria, democracy was practiced for 16 years. And we were not able to produce either the president or the vice. And PDP was in charge.
Yeah.
And our people gave them 100% of the votes. And it translated to nothing for them. It's only a madman that wants to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
Yeah.
So if the interest of your people is not well taken care of in a platform, and you are a leader or you want to aspire to lead your people, you have to make strategic decisions that will correct the imbalances. And I found that in APC.
Okay.
Why? Even if APC does not give us anything, the worst we can get is what we are getting in PDP.
Yeah.
And then we wouldn't cry, because we would have said we give PDP 100% of our votes, and we got nothing.
Yeah, but you know the APC is seen as a Fulani, a Muslim party. So isn't that something that you feel it makes it difficult for people from the Southeast to join the party?
You know one thing, it's quite unfortunate, but I cannot be apologizing for the ignorance of people who talk like that. The presidential candidate of PDP in 2019 is His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, a Fulani man.
But his vice presidential candidate was an Igbo man though.
Good.
Peter Obi, former governor.
Good. Now, what you have just said is that you have just indicted Ndi Igbo and indicted PDP. Why am I saying this? When President Muhammadu Buhari came in to contest the first time in 2003, it was an Igbo man he chose to be his vice president. And his name is Dr. Choba Okadinigo. If Igbos had voted for him, then
he would have had an Igbo vice president.
And consequently an Igbo president
perhaps, yeah.
After him.
Yeah.
When he contested the election in 2007, the next person he chose to be his vice president is the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dr. Umezuoke.
An Igbo man from the South.
An Igbo man. Yet the Igbos did not consider it necessary to support him.
Because then they saw the party he belonged to as another party, CP. Was it the CPC then?
And then,
MPP.
What happened? Was it not Yaradua that he contested with in 2007? Yeah. Yaradua did not have an Igbo vice president. He did. Yeah. Two of them are from Katsina State. So what makes one more northern than the other? You see, when people talk without facts, when they talk without precedents, when they talk without intellectualism, I pity them, because they are simply talking as a conquered, brainwashed people. You should be able, when you want to talk, bring out your facts.
Of course, yeah.
So that people will be better equipped by that.
True.
There is no reason why any Igbo man will follow PDP for anything. In any case, it's going into extinction. So soon, the Igbos will understand when I say that if they don't make the right decision, they will wander in political wilderness. PDP is going into extinction. Governor Wike just congratulated President Buhari on his victory at the tribunal. Dino Melaye just recently rejected to be the Director General of the campaign for his governor, because he said that when injustice prevails, when truth is a casualty, chaos becomes inevitable.
Yeah.
So chaosity, is trying to move into PDP as expected, and they are going to implode.
Yeah.
And then the Igbos will now know what I have been telling them.
Yes.
And they would make the right decision.
Yeah, but some people think that the right decision is to move away from these two parties and lean towards the quest for self-determination. We've seen the likes of, because the other day, I think 2 days ago, we had Owazurike making a speech, commending Igbo people for their doggedness in terms of going for their self-determination. We know, obviously, it's worldwide. Everyone knows about Nnamdi Kanu's agitation and his, the way his strategy. So I'm thinking, what do you say to people that believe that the PDP, the APC are no more an option, that the constitution is flawed, that what we really need as a people from the Southeast is to move in as a bloc, to move for self-determination?
Every generation will, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it or betray it. There are certain philosophies and principles that come with every generation, and they have to be careful to choose the right one that fits their level of knowledge and advancement. I used to believe in political revolution. I don't believe in that anymore.
Okay.
I believe in political evolution, because political revolution in this modern time has become a problem. Look at what is happening in Libya.
Okay.
They engage in revolution, and I'm telling you, their lives now is worse than that of Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah.
Look at what's happening in Iraq. Because what's happening in all the African countries that changed their government through revolution. I am from Nigeria. We have not recovered from the queue of 1966. Because it can just go awry.
Yeah.
The intention of the revolutionaries may not manifest. They can be overthrown.
Yes.
The issue of self-determination in this modern world is no longer the right way to go. Look at South Sudan. When they were clamoring for independence, they fought as a people. When they were given the independence, they disintegrated. And it's now a basket case. Look at Russia. When Russia was USSR, they thought they would be better if they split into different republics. Now they split. Ukraine, Georgia cannot even defend their territorial integrity. Let me tell you, as an Igbo man, I don't want anything that would diminish me. By nature, we are commercial in nature, and we are itinerary in nature.
Yes.
We travel a lot.
Of course.
And we are traders.
Of course.
And what we need is large market.
Yeah.
Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, that was why he opted for Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria was actually the choice of an Igbo man.
Yeah. Yes. That's
good.
Yeah.
Biafra was forced on us. And that's why I said, I don't like this issue of political revolution. Because in Africa, where you have many tribes, if your tribe leads the revolution and it fails, they can descend on your tribe.
Yeah.
Not just on the plotters.
Yeah.
So I do not like anything now about political revolution. Leadership evolves.
Yes.
Good. Now, we went into Biafran war. Avoidable.
Yeah.
There were mistakes from both sides.
Yeah.
The war was fought and concluded. We ought to have packed it up
Of course. Yeah.
and moved on with our lives. I wouldn't trade Nigeria with anything. that is smaller than that.
True.
I want the whole Africa to be one because the Igbos will benefit more. Go to all the countries in Africa who are the majority second tribe in their own village. The Igbo man.
The whole of Africa. Yeah.
Go to all the countries in the world, in UK, in US. You are interviewing me now in London. Remind me that's your name.
Chikade, well, Spencer.
You are Igbo man.
Yeah, of course.
Good. Now, I came out to the inevitable conclusion that the world is the only country that is big enough to accommodate the Igbo man.
True.
So count me out of anything that would diminish us. Look at the landmass of the Igbo land, the entire Igbo race. It's not up to the landmass of the old Sokoto state.
Yes.
So how can aviation work? 15 minutes, you have run through the whole Igbo land on air. Meaning that if somebody goes on land, if Igbo should be a country, if I travel on land, I will reach my destination before you that's flying in the air.
Yeah, but the argument is that some countries are even like Jamaica, for instance.
Yes.
There's so many countries with 4 million people and all of that. But anyway, we're gonna come back to that. I think we need to take a quick break. You've seen this has been an exciting discussion so far. Stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll be right back.
Prime View TV. New media with a difference. Welcome to 280 Degrees African Restaurant and Bar. Our well-trained and polite staff are at the ready to serve your favorite alcoholic beverages and cocktails. We pride ourselves in providing exquisite and authentic Nigerian cuisine in a classy ambient environment. Music is supplied by the finest DJs in London, and security is tight but polite. Our opening times are Sundays to Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 3 a.m. We are centrally located at number 280 Kilburn High Street, London, NW6 2BY. For phone bookings and takeaway orders, please call 0207 328 8832. 280 Degrees, where the noble class hang out.
It's just pretty easy, just short. You come to London and you always come in and out,
Yeah.
But you were speaking about revolution.
Oh yeah.
Recently we had someone made the man who owns Shahara Reporters.
Yeah.
Omole Showore, he spoke about revolution. People felt what he really meant was a protest, but obviously the administration took it, really serious, and he's still in custody at the moment. What's your opinion on his approach to what many people see as a protest? He was rallying around to lead a mass protest, and obviously probably the words he chose, I don't know, being a lawyer, what would you tell us about that?
Well, there's no art to determine the mind's construction on the face. The wrong choice of words will come to haunt you, even in the court of law.
Okay.
Words are what you use in anything you want to do. And words are what interprets your intentions. He called it revolution. The government has the right to treat it as revolution.
Yeah.
That was his word. Then, if you want to know the interpretation of it, it is now left for the court. But no government will sit idly by to allow you to carry out your revolution before coming in to intercept it. So he used his word, revolution. It's only the court that has the right to determine the interpretation of what he meant.
Yes.
But the government has a duty to preempt it and take action.
That's true.
Before that. Because the government will always say that the criminal needs to be right 1% of the time.
Yes.
And will achieve a deadly result.
That's true.
So the government cannot even allow that 1%.
They wouldn't give room for that to happen. Yeah.
So you wouldn't blame any government, especially if you are in Nigeria, where you have a lot of security challenges.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't blame any government for being proactive when a man has on its own said he's going to use revolution to topple a government.
Yeah. True.
Good. What prevented him from using the word protest?
True. I think he felt it wasn't as far-reaching. Maybe he wanted to rally people.
But then he has rallied himself into detention because he used the word revolution.
True. Yes.
And in this modern world, governments of the world are becoming sensitive of that word.
Yes.
You know, Arab Spring just started like that.
That's true.
So we've always blamed our government for not being proactive in security issues. And when they are proactive, then you blame them again. So it's not we have to be careful about our choice of words in a democracy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what the Bible says? By your words you're justified.
Yes.
And by your words you're condemned.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful about choice of words.
Yes. And you know, two more questions really, because I don't want to take much of your time again. The issue of the xenophobia going on in South Africa, that's one of them. But before you get to that one, that's what we're going to use to finish it. Because I want you to talk to your fans as well who are from South Africa. I know you have a lot of following from South Africa.
Yeah.
But before then, I want you to tell us what you feel about the government's approach. Because you're from Enugu State.
Yeah.
Enugu had...
Can you take the question one after the other?
Yeah, I would, but the reason I'm saying so you can think of, think of it.
No.
Yeah.
They could go to my head and start jumping.
Okay.
I could forget the one.
Okay. Yeah, but okay, the first question I'm going to ask you is to do with the Vice President came out yesterday and he flagged off an initiative he called the National Livestock Transformation Plan.
Yeah.
Which... its intention is to help curb the farmers' herders clashes that's always been going on for God knows how many years, and also to have a structure in place for animal husbandry in Nigeria. I mean, they tried to target Ruga, which people from the southeast saw it as an opportunity to grab land and all this, so much political. It became political. So now, what's your opinion on this? How is it going to benefit Enugu State, for instance? If you were the governor of Enugu State, how would you approach it? How would you say it?
Wrong choice of words has always led us into a lot of avoidable crises in Nigeria. The correct word, which the federal government adopted, was the National Livestock Transformational Plan, which was long overdue.
Yes.
Now, I am in London now. We have passed through the streets of London. How many heads of cattle did you see roaming the street of London?
No.
Good. So nomadic cattle rearing is antithetical to modern civilization.
True.
Good. First of all, it makes your livestock to be less productive.
True. They're stressing them out.
You know, when a cattle has to trek from Maiduguri to Enugu, do you know what the international community says? The only thing good about our livestock is their skin, because sufferhead, sufferhead has softened their skin so much that it has become so good, it has become leather. You don't need to process it. But every other thing is meat, and that.
Emaciated cattle.
Very. So, secondly, it is no longer in the olden days where forests are everywhere. Modern cities are emerging.
True.
So the traditional route of the cattle rearers is no longer there.
That's true.
You cannot tell human beings to move for the cattle. You can only move the cattle for human beings.
Of course.
So civilization is encroaching on the grazing routes,
That's true.
which is normal. Then, thirdly, people are becoming more advanced. Firearms are freely moving towards places. The collapse of regimes sets free a lot of cache of firearms.
That's true.
So some bad characters are laying their hands, and some ideologists are laying their hands to some weapons. So they can always follow that route
Yes.
of those, nomadic people and masquerade as them.
That's true.
That
Yes,
unleash
unleash mayhem.
on people.
Yes.
And you still think
It's the
it's
same.
still
The cattle, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's not the cattle
Not them.
rearers.
Yeah.
So when you check all those things, the government saw the need to now come with a policy
Yes.
that will enhance the nutritional value of our cattle
Yes.
and also enhance our security.
Yeah.
It was a win-win situation.
Yes.
But like we say, when you want to bring change, people who are not knowledgeable might even begin to fight it, not knowing that it is for their own good.
Benefit, yeah.
In my own town where I come from, Usoka, we had started this policy long time ago. There's a place we call EPA, which was completely designated
For cattle,
animals.
Animal husband. It's called
Yes,
livestock.
for killing,
Yeah.
for processing,
Yeah.
of animals. In my town,
Yeah.
EPA,
Wow.
you can go and,
Yeah.
investigate that.
So it's been there for
Very good. People did not even know that Igbos reared cows.
Yes.
When we were young in those days, you cannot do anything in Igbo land traditionally without using the traditional Igbo cows.
Igbo.
Good.
Yeah.
There are those ones that don't have
No horns. Yeah.
long
No horns.
horns. They have small
Shorter horns.
horns.
Yeah.
Good. It was because of lack of this transformational plan that made it to go into extinction.
Yeah.
And that's why the Southeast governors came together and said they are going to support the Igbos to go back to cattle rearing.
Yeah.
So it is a beautiful program which the Igbos should speedily key into.
Yes.
It is funny. Why don't you rear cows?
Exactly. Why don't you leave it to other people?
Do you know what you gain
Exactly.
by this policy?
Yes.
You gain your protein.
Yes.
Igbos are about the highest consumers of cattle.
True.
You gain your nutrients
Yes.
from your protein.
Yeah.
You gain your height and skin.
Leather.
Abba is the largest
Wonderful.
maker of leather
Shoes and all
related
of that. Yeah.
products.
Bags and
Now you gain your employment. People are employed by it.
yeah, jobs and all.
Then do you know what it means now when some people dedicate their lives to growing the herbs, growing the grasses that these
That feeds the animals. Yeah.
yes, will be eaten because they will now be concentrated.
Yeah.
So let me
So
tell
the
you,
Benabe ranches will be
ranches
Yes.
is the word.
Yeah.
I am one supporter of this transformational plan.
Yeah.
It was due long time ago.
Yeah.
The government should remain focused and implement it.
Yeah.
And fair enough, the government is not even making it compulsory on any state.
That's true.
But I'm telling you, any state that doesn't key in now will regret it.
In years to come. Yes.
Mark my word.
Yeah.
This is pure industrialization and economic policy. If you go to the ranches in London here, can't you see how big
The beef.
their beefs are?
Yeah.
Can't you see how
They look
nutritious?
yeah.
So, you will salivate
Use
seeing
milk
the
and all,
fresh.
fresh milk and everything.
Do you know we
Cheese,
can't get
everything.
our milk? Why we've not industrialized in our milk production despite our 16 million cattle? Is because of this issue of they are nomads.
Yeah.
Do you know the risk that you are imposing to the next generation? Where the children of these nomads are not trained in school.
True.
They've tried every means to train them, including nomadic education, and it failed.
That's true.
But with ranchers,
Yeah.
You can now train the children of these Fulani children, and they will come out beautiful children, and they will learn how to industrialize that cattle, and we will be in for something good.
That's true.
You know, something is telling me that we are in for something good with that industrialization policy.
Okay.
For me, I call it economic empowerment and industrialization policy, using livestock as the case study.
Yeah.
And we will succeed.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. And finally, we saw recently how over the years, Nigerians have been migrating to different countries in the world. It didn't start today, but South Africa was one place that many Nigerians, especially people from the southeast again, ended up going to and all that. And we've seen the way they've been, the xenophobia attacks, and the way people of Igbo extraction mainly have been handed out, accused of being involved in all manner of vices out there. And obviously that's something the whole world has risen up to condemn. And we also saw a man from the southeast rising up to the occasion and saying to himself that, look, we can't let Nigerians being killed anyhow. The CEO of Air Peace, Chief Onyema, sending his plane out there and everything. And I'm wondering, why do you think fellow Africans, would deem it necessary to be so wicked-minded towards fellow black people?
Well, it breaks my heart to see South Africa in such situation, because I have fans both from South Africa and from Nigeria. But what is happening in South Africa is failure of leadership. They have failed to inculcate in their children their history. They have failed to move from the level of hatred which apartheid put into them to the level of industrialization, which would have been the benefit of apartheid after that. They have failed to transfer technology from the whites to the blacks, which would have been done because the whites are now indigenous of South Africa.
That's true. Yeah.
Would have been done cleanly through ensuring free and compulsory education for the blacks. It's failure of leadership. They have outsourced the maintenance of their law and order to their criminals. As a lawyer, I know that you are not expected to take laws into your hands to fight foreigners when something is wrong. We've had terrorist attacks here in London. The government did not allow the citizens to carry out the attacks on the people that carried out the attacks, or their people. We've had terrorist attacks in the United States. The government there did not allow the people to take it out on the people of the people that carried out the attack. And now you are attacking foreigners in South Africa. The same foreigners that fought the war that liberated you from apartheid. You are transferring the hate that is meant for the people that took your land. 85% of the land is owned by whites. Till today.
That's true.
You have not redistributed the lands. It was taken by force. And then Nigerians, we are welcomed, to my knowledge, by the government of South Africa.
That's true.
When apartheid came to an end. Reasons: one, they appreciated the fact that Nigeria fought for their freedom.
That's true.
Two, they saw that their men have developed inferiority complex towards the whites that colonized them.
True.
And they saw Nigerians with their boldness, the way they relate with the whites. So they wanted their people to learn that blacks are not inferior to the whites through the relationship of Nigerians and the whites. Now, three, during the struggle of apartheid, they lost a lot of their men, and the population of their women, increased. So they needed men, and they encouraged a lot of Nigerian men to come
and marry their wives.
Yes, and once they married their women, they grant them citizenship.
That's
they
what
told
happened,
them, yes. So you see, it was attractive to Nigerians. And the chemistry between the Nigerian men and the South African women is electric. I'm telling you. One South
African women are beautiful women.
One South African woman I met in Enugu State. I'm telling you that. she came on holidays with the husband. And you know what she said? She said, when Nigerian men came to South Africa and saw our back, thinking they would finish it. And she said, for where it is still there. And the South African women openly confessed to the fact that Nigerian men take care of them.
Yeah.
So you see, that chemistry, was quite electric. Now, when the blacks could not get back at the whites, because the whites are very brilliant, they shielded themselves. They made sure that it was legal for you to possess firearms if it is for self-defense. In South Africa, in one of my visits there, I know of one black boy that forcefully took the phone from a white lady and ran away. The lady did not resist. The lady turned his back to run. The lady just picked up her pistol and killed him and picked up his phone and just made a call. And that was the end of the case. Wow. So you see, the whites are brilliant. Now, having taken those resources and protected themselves, and the blacks not being able to get back at them, and their government not being able to advocate
to have laws in place.
The hatred bottled up in appetite now gave birth to xenophobia.
Yes.
So they started unleashing that hatred on their own fellow blacks through jealousy and envy. Because the other blacks from the other countries, when you're a citizen of both countries, you can manage the two countries and make wealth out of it.
Of course.
You can take from South Africa, sell in Nigeria, and take from Nigeria, sell in South Africa, and you are a citizen of both countries now, so you don't need all those blockages. So naturally, you will see yourself advancing.
Yes.
Now, the South African people, rather than learning those things, and their government, rather than assisting them, they failed. It led into jealousy. It led into envy. And then the only way to express it is for them to descend on their fellow black men. It's unfortunate. It's condemnable. It's reprehensible. And it should not be encouraged. It should stop.
And it's been going on for a while. What do you think is the solution to it? What would the education?
Xenophobia?
Not to build.
Now,
it's been going on for a long time.
What Nelson Mandela said? Education is the most powerful weapon with which one can change the world. There is no other solution to it.
Just educate them and
you must educate them so that they will be empowered with a skill. You must tell them that their fellow blacks are not the problem. And how can the blacks be the problem? They are not employed in the civil service of South Africa. They don't own the land in South Africa. So how can they be the problem? If you continue like that, their problems will be getting worse.
That's true.
Investors will not come in.
That's true.
The whites are already empowered. So their situation
they're minority anyway.
will be getting worse. So it should stop. The South Africans should stop killing their fellow black men.
Okay. And finally, I can't let you get away without discussing about Nollywood. There's no way, that's how you started. You started with Nollywood. You're a legend in the industry, basically. Like you told me the other day, you're a professor in Nollywood. So I'm wondering, what's your what's the outlook for Nollywood? You're in the UK, for instance. I know while you're here, you might attend some of the red carpet events we have over here in the UK. I don't know if you've been to any, or you might go to some. Where do you see the industry going? What advice would you give in terms of encouragement would you give the industry? Since you're more political now than
I must have to admit to that.
Yes.
Nollywood will always be my legacy, and wherever I may choose to be tomorrow, it's always an emotive issue for me to discuss Nollywood, because I had the privilege of being the first actor that acted the first movie, Living in Bondage, that started Nollywood. So my history will never be complete on earth without a reference to Nollywood.
And Andy, that's why I called you Andy. The name Andy.
I don't always like people calling me Andy.
You don't like it, huh? Sorry.
Because it reminds me that it makes me feel I'm still living in bondage.
Okay.
But I'm no longer living in bondage.
And when you made that comment, then people said he's still living in bondage. When you made that?
I'm
the political statement.
But it's quite a beautiful thing. Andy is a name that has really bestowed on me a stardom that only God can give.
Yes.
You know what it means? You're sleeping a nobody and waking up a superstar
True.
automatically
Yes.
by one name, Ndi.
Yes.
And so I love and cherish the name.
Yes.
And I've rejected the bondage it took me to,
Okay.
but I've accepted
But
it.
they didn't take it to the
And
door.
it's
He opened the doors to you. He opened the
Yeah.
doors to the world.
Yes.
Don't you think? You know?
I agree with you. But Imana, you come as around me, I can be. So Nollywood has a signature of God. It started without governmental support. It started without the help of the international community. It started with an African story, shot in an African language, shot in Africa by Africans, telling African story. So Nollywood is our product. And that was why it was easy for it to be accepted worldwide, because we had a new thing we are introducing to the world. Prior to that, most African entertainers have been trying to imitate, the outside world. When they want to sing pop, they want to sing bass. You cannot be as good as the original. But in Nollywood, we came out with our originality, and the world is trying to imitate us. And you can see how privileged I am, how honored I feel, how engraced I believe that I am from God to be chosen to be the actor of that movie. So it automatically established Nollywood on a firm footing, since it was not the money that was driving it, it was the originality. So it was easy before 10 years, 20 years, for us to become a superpower nation in the world. It took a lot from us. It took a lot of creativity. It took a lot of commitment. It took a lot of consistency. It took a lot of sacrifice. When we started Nollywood, we were sleeping on hard floor when we conclude for the day in the office of the man that produced the film, whom I have a lot of respect for, Kenneth Igbo. And he shares the same name with me, Kenneth. So Nollywood, starting from that point, nothing could stop it. So the government is joining us, the national community is joining us. You can see here in London, they want to join Nollywood. We are not trying to join them. But the reverse was the case before we came on board. That is how Africa should be moving. They should identify their originality and stick to it, and the world will come for it. That is what made China what it is today.
Sure.
So we need just to replicate what happened in Nollywood in other spheres of our economy. Today, Nollywood is the second most powerful movie nation on earth. We are a superpower nation without money, but with our dedication to what we believe in. So that tells you the sentimental attachment I have with Nollywood, which probably may follow me for the rest of my life. So Nollywood should continue in that direction of originality, of all those commitment, and we will get there. The government should try to fight piracy on our behalf, protect our intellectual property, and then the world should join in and key in to this industry that will ever grow and will never fall.
I was going to ask you about royalties. What's it like in Nollywood?
Well, we are growing every day. We are doing a remix.
But do you get royalties for living in bondage, for instance?
That's what I'm saying. That was the starting point. Do you even know what royalty is for an actor? But we just finished the remaking of Living in Bondage.
Okay, there's a new...
Yes, and I can tell you that I'm going to be paid royalty.
Yeah.
So you can imagine we're growing.
Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah, from now on, the royalties,
Yes.
the royalty
It depends
is
on your bargaining power.
Okay. So you guys bargain for royalties and all that?
Yes, there's no fixed price for any entertainer anywhere in the world.
That's true.
It's negotiable.
Yeah.
So, and you do not begin to make a new person to begin to have great bargaining power when he has not made the name first.
That's true.
Good. So when you make the name, you begin to make the resources.
Yeah.
From where I come from, there's a proverb that you have to secure the land first before fighting over the mat.
Yes.
so that at least when you get a mat, you will find a place to. Then Anna go do Zotani before I saw good day.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is, so Nollywood has started on a very firm foundation, and it will continue to grow.
Yeah. Wonderful. I'm so delighted I've had you on the program today. I've got so much more program questions to ask you, I'm gonna say. I could have gone into Nollywood, so far into it, but I'm so delighted to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Next time you come to London, please don't forget to come to see us on the podium, Prime Video Television. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've been talking to a veteran Nollywood actor, Kenneth Okonkwo. He's now a lawyer, a politician, and he's spoken to Nigerians and educated us, really. I mean, some of the things he said today, I'm telling you, I call myself a smart man, but I've never thought of some of the things he said to us today. And I hope that the young Nigerians out there will look back and learn from these our elders. He's an elder, he's young, he might look young and handsome, but he's an elder. So I hope we're going to learn from him. Keep watching Prime Video Television. Follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We're all out there. Please keep watching us. Keep subscribed to us, like our page, and we'll keep on bringing you the best that Nigeria has to offer. It's your boy, Spencer, and you will keep watching the podium. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Prime View TV. New media with a difference.